baseball season is in the books, but all fans know that America's pastime never sleeps. We transition to the hot stove, and that includes postseason awards, free agent signings, trades, and other deals. The Yankees have considered DJ LeMahieu to be their most valuable player. Could the machine become the American League's MVP as well? LeMahieu is a finalist for the AL MVP award along with Jose Abreu of the Chicago White Sox and Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Indians. The first Yankees MVP finalist since Aaron Judge finished second to the Houston Astros' Jose Altuve in 2017. Cheaters. LeMahieu posted a terrific season on both sides of the ball. He led the AL with a .364 batting average. It was the second career batting title for LeMahieu. He led the National League in hitting as a member of the Colorado Rockies in 2016. LeMahieu is the first player in the modern era since 1900 to lead both the AL and the NL in hitting. In 50 games, LeMahieu compiled a .364 batting average with 10 home runs and 27 RBIs. He led the AL in on-base percentage and OPS while appearing at 3 infield positions. Meantime, the Bronx Bombers have declined the option on 37-year-old Brett Gardner, the longest tenured player in pinstripes. However, that doesn't mean that he isn't in their plans for 2021. He's certainly deep into the backstretch of his career, but his value, especially to the Yankees, is high because he can play both left field and center field. The club declines to exercise a $10 million option on Gardner, who then picked up a $2.5 million buyout. I think the two sides probably reach a deal for another season. Gardy should transition to being the fourth outfielder, though. Clint Frazier put together a solid 2020 season, hitting .267 with 8 homers, 26 RBIs, and a .905 OPS. Frazier also made so much improvement defensively while subbing for the injured Aaron Judge that he was one of 3 finalists for the AL Gold Glove in right field. And that's a perfect place to segue. The Yankees missed out on a pair of Gold Gloves. Frazier and third baseman Gio Urshela fell short in their respective bids Tuesday to become the first Yankee to win the award since Gardner in 2016. The Mets went out with Uncle Steve. The transfer of Mets ownership to hedge fund billionaire Steve Cohen will be happening very soon, and he appears to already be a more fan-friendly owner than the Wilpon family ever was. Cohen took to Twitter over the weekend to ask fans for their ideas on making their experience as Met fans better. Cohen joins the Detroit Tigers' Marion Ilitch as the richest owner in Major League Baseball. Each are worth $10.1 billion. Cohen snags the Mets for a reported $2.42 billion. One of the new owner's ideas, bringing back the old-timers game for the franchise. No old-time feel to these New York football giants. The days of pulling out clutch victories appear on hold, but again, credit new head coach Joe Judge and Big Blue for at the very least competing on Monday Night Football.
When we go out there on the field, our job is to alleviate the damage. You know, we don't care when we get called to go out there. We have a job to do, and we try to do it at a high level. But ultimately this game, we just missed too many opportunities, man. You know, it wasn't just turnovers. Like I said, man, we just got to go back, look at the tape, and get it corrected.
The records might not be all that different between the Giants and Jets, but there is certainly a different feel when discussing the two teams who are battling for the #1 pick in the National Football League draft. If the season ended today, the Jets would draft first and the Giants would select second. Things might get very interesting atop the 2021 National Football League draft, considering what Gangrene says about quarterback Sam Darnold. Currently, they remain the only winless team in the league with an 0-8 record and are on track to secure the #1 overall pick in April. Even if they are surpassed by other clubs who currently have just 1 or 2 wins under their belt at the season's midpoint, it seems a foregone conclusion. General Manager Joe Douglas will have to make a decision on the future direction of the franchise with a top pick again. So, college star QBs Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, which will the Jets go for if given the chance? Well, maybe neither. My thoughts in the C list. Stay tuned. Gangrene is coming off a 35-9 defeat to the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs Sunday. The question surrounding the game was never will the Chiefs win, but rather by how much will they win?
I mean, I'm doing this job to win, not to go out there and get my face stomped in, just like all the rest of these guys in the locker room. So, but we'll go back to work. on Monday we'll get things corrected, and then when we start practice again, I expect that same energy, and that's what I've seen week in and week out for the last 2 years. Is guys coming to work and trying to find a way to flip things.
One Jet that you have to feel good for is Avery Williamson. Talk about making ground in the standings during the NFL trade deadline this week. He goes from the 0-8 New York Jets to the 7-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers were looking for linebacker depth and liked Williamson's veteran pedigree. Williamson is the biggest deadline winner, and his situation is the most improved of any player or team. We shift gears to racing and begin with NASCAR. The Xfinity Series is crowning its first new champion in 3 years. The title will be decided between Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, Justin Allgaier, and Justin Haley.
We've been the best team all year long, and there's no reason why we can't go to Phoenix and be the same way. So, I feel like we're going in there with, nothing to lose, everything to gain. Just got to go there and do our normal deal, and, no different than all other 32 races. If we just go there and focus on the 98 car, nobody else, I feel like we're going to be in the hunt, at least at the end. And as long as you're in the hunt, you got a chance for it. So that's what we're trying to go do.
In IndyCar, Jimmy Johnson is getting used to his new digs after years of success in NASCAR. During his IndyCar testing Monday at Barber Motorsports Park, the 7-time NASCAR champion acknowledged the transition will be challenging. He says he's ready for it. In Formula One, be ready for Lewis Hamilton to take home the crown. Hamilton's victory last weekend leads Mercedes to a record 7th consecutive Constructors' title. With the 93rd victory of his F1 career, Hamilton helped Mercedes make it 7 straight. The 6-time champion himself will make it 7 by season's end. Hard to believe, but we are less than a month away from the return of college basketball. 2 of the top men's basketball programs in the New York metropolitan area will meet on the hardwood as Iona College and Hofstra University have inked a 3-game series with a twist. The home site for the 2020-2021 matchup on Wednesday, December 23rd was decided via a best-of-3 series of rock, paper, scissors between mascots from each school, Willie Pride of Hofstra and Killian of Iona. The Battle of the Mascots went down this week. Check this out.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper covers rock. That means Hofstra wins 2-0. Hofstra will host the 2020 matchup.
Very cool. We cut to the C list. I like Sam Darnold, but I have to be honest, I like Trevor Lawrence more. The Clemson star of the #1 team in the country is actually sidelined with COVID-19 for this weekend's showdown against #4 Notre Dame. He'll likely be fine come April's NFL draft, and if Gangrene is smart, he'll be a Jet. If not, the Giants should do everything possible to make a move for him or Justin Fields. And I like Danny Dimes too. I just like Lawrence and Fields more than either of the 2 New York football quarterbacks. With the current regression of Darnold, there have been many outside of the organization who would have liked to see the former 3rd overall pick traded ahead of the November 3rd deadline. But that didn't happen. I'm not the only one. And with that in action, it's no longer a foregone conclusion the Jets would entertain drafting a premium talent like Lawrence or Fields in 2021, the 2 best collegiate signal callers in the country. Jets brass has already pointed at Darnold as the team's franchise quarterback for both now and later. Darnold has thrown for only 1,045 yards in 6 starts this season, doubling his 3-touchdown tally with 6 interceptions. He currently leads an anemic Jets offense that ranks 32nd in the league with only 11.8 points per game. He's basically a shell of the once promising young quarterback inherited by head coach Adam Gase in 2019. I say it's time to say goodbye to Gase. We've seen enough of that experiment. And again, as much as I like Darnold, he's still so young. I think that both the 2 college star QBs will end up having better NFL careers. The quarterback position is too valuable in the league for the Jets not to make an upgrade there if they can. Share your thoughts with me on socials. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.